Last week, 27 Americans were murdered in yet another shooting spree. 20 of those killed were children. An enormous amount of attention is being focused on this event, even to the point of having the president make emotional speeches about it and visiting the families, and it's been the top story on the news not just in the United States, but all over the world. Obviously, this is an enormous tragedy for the families involved. However, there's something very important that's not being said here. Why is it that the American people and the world at large isn't crying for the children killed in Gaza this past month? Why is it that the women and children being killed by Obama's ongoing drone strikes aren't being talked about in the mainstream media? Why is it that the US military was able to kill over 1 million civilians in Iraq and hundreds of thousands in Afghanistan without any outrage from the Western world? How many brown-skinned people have to die in order to merit front-page news? And why is it that some on the left are politicizing this and using it to push for new gun control laws on citizens while allowing the greatest perpetrator of mass murder in our current era the freedom to kill with impunity? Why aren't we hearing calls to disarm the US government? Wouldn't that be more coherent? Have you forgotten that this same government that you would have disarm the citizens is the same government that granted the military the right to imprison any civilian and execute them without trial with the NDAA? Have you forgotten that this is the same government that's been attempting to find a way to censor the internet with SOPA and PIPA? Have you forgotten that this is the same government that brutalized peaceful protesters during OWS? You want to give them more power? If all human life was measured with the same scale, there would have been calls to overthrow the US regime a long time ago. If all human life was measured with the same scale, European governments would have imposed sanctions on the US and cut off all financial ties. If all human life was measured on the same scale, you would have understood that you have a moral responsibility to stop funding those war crimes with your taxes. But all human life is not measured on an equal scale. This much is very clear. And until that changes, any talk of legal reforms is an exercise in absurdity. So what do you think? Agree or disagree? Put your 2 cents in the comments or call in to discuss it live on our Monday and Wednesday night roundtable at 10 p.m. Eastern. Also be sure to let us know in the comments if there's a topic you want us to cover. For more content like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, visit our website stormcloudsgathering.com for bonus materials, and be sure to subscribe to our weekly newsletter if you'd like to get email updates for our latest content. If you agree with the message in these videos, please favorite them, rate them, share them with your friends. Help us get it out there to more people. Before we can change the way the world is, we have to start by changing the dialogue. And introducing people to these concepts through video is just one way to start.